Right then, so we're going to be working on your glutes and your quads and your ankles to support what's going on with your knee. If you're working with a band, work with a tough one, right? So if you're working with one of these long bands, the Decathlon ones, they're like $5.99. They're 2.5 kilos resistance. You can do all sorts with these. They're probably more useful than the circular ones that you get in a pack. All right, so Decathlon $5.99, grab one of these. Tighten quite a tight knot, and then you're going to put it on like you're trying to pull your pants up, right? So shuffle it up. We want to make sure that it's above your knee joint. All right, might come a little bit closer actually. There we go. All right, so decent amount of tension. And as you get a little stronger and a little bit more controlled, you can double the band up. So you've got extra resistance. But you're going to sit as tall as you can, shuffle towards the front edge of your seat. And we're going to work evenly. So we push out, 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 out. So you feel these muscles working here. I'm going to come in super slow. 3, 2, 1, to the point where you've still got tension. And again, so you push it all the way out. Slowly in. You're going to do a set of 10. Okay, so you push out. Control it in for a count of 3, keep the tension and go again. So you've got 10 of those. So if you want to pause the video now and go and do that, you crack on. And then when you've done your push out, we're going to work one leg. So we brace with one leg and we push out. We make sure we're not twisting, all right? So we're not sort of using everything else. And again, we come in super slow. And this just makes sure that you're not overusing one side. It'll also give you a nice idea as to how good your range of movement is each side and whether you're compensating. So just the same as the others, 10 of them, coming back in for a count of 3 until you just hit your tension point. So again, if you want to pause it here and go and do that, you want 10 each side, and then we come back. So then we start picking on your quads. Now you can keep the loop around your band. Tie a knot around the loose end and hook it underneath the back of your chair. Bring it forwards. Poke your toe through it so you've got some tension. And again, sitting really tall, you're going to extend out and control it back. So what you want to try and do is not quite lock the knee. So remember, if I remember right, your knees do the weird hyperextensive thing. They bend back the other way just a little bit too much. So we don't want to go to the point where we would lock out, because that's too far. Go to the point where there is a teeny tiny little bend in it. So when you're pushing out, you're not locking the knee. And then you're in charge, not the band, on the way back. All right, so again, 10 of those each side. Take your time. If you can, you come back with a 3, 2, 1, straight back into it. If you can manage to do it without losing the tension, so there's no rest, brilliant. Okay, take that off. You need some ankle support as well. If your ankles feel a little bit wobbly, you're going to get yourself against the wall. All right, let's kick this out of the way. So what we're looking at doing, I think you can see if I come in a little closer, come to there. So we're going to have your feet in line with your hips, and we're just going to come up onto the balls of your feet. All right, and you're always in charge, right? Never gravity, you're in charge. And we lift up, nice and secure, control it back down. Again, 10 of those, so if you want to pause the video, go and nail those, great. And then we're going to see if we can do it one-legged. Okay, so you'll shift a leg out the way, and we're going to see if we can push up onto the ball of your foot and control it back down. Now if that's super wobbly, find yourself a bit of wall. Just make sure you're not relying on the wall. All right, you shouldn't have white fingertips. They literally just rest in there so that you can then come up, and you're having to use your ankle strength to stop all the wobble. Okay, and again, it's 10 each side. And eventually we want to get to the point where we can do that without any support and control it down. If your ankles aren't particularly strong, then that lack of support down there has to be compensated further up. All right, so then you're looking at your knees getting tired, your hips getting tired, your lower back's getting tired. So if anything's going on elsewhere, start with your ankles, get those working. So 10 with both feet, and then 10 each side with one foot. Shift the spare leg right up and out the way. Don't leave it hanging there like a dead leg. Pull it up, get it out the way. Be strong with your lift. Use the wall if you need to. Try not to rely on it. All right, the idea is that we get your ankles strong, so they're doing the support. We came to doing a little bit of quad and glute work as well. Now you can start with your stairs. They're usually a good place to start with, especially if you feel your knee is a little unstable and you don't trust it, because then you've got a wall either side or you've got banisters you can hold on to. Just don't rely on your hands. You're trying to get your quads doing some work. So 4 of these blocks are about the same as a step. Probably find the step up is fairly easy. It's the control on the way back down that's more difficult. All right, now if you're holding onto your banister and you're pushing up and coming straight down, that's a lot of quads, that's great. Try not to avoid it. If you find doing that on the step is too high, get yourself some books. All right, stack yourself some books and maybe just 2 or 3, so there's just a little drop, and practice coming down safely, because it's that eccentric movement. It's the way back down where your strength builder is, more so than on the way up. Okay, so if you don't feel confident stepping with control down without using your arms too much off the bottom step, stack yourself some books, just do a couple, make it smaller till you feel stronger, until you feel more confident. Then you add another book and we build it up until you can do the step down safely on your stairs. And again, you want to do about 10 each side. Well, you're working up to 10 each side. No need to do any more, because at that point you could get up and down the stairs and step down easy enough. If you want to work your glutes a little bit more, okay, so if you're coming directly up and directly down, tends to be quads. If you want to work glutes a little bit more, then we're going to reach further back. All right, and we push, and then we start to get glutes and hamstrings kicking in, and we're reaching right back and all the way up. Now, if you're not confident doing that and you're working with a stack of books, you can work it against the wall. Okay, so you would feel like you're trying to glide yourself up the wall. So hands are on the wall, we step right back, and you slide in the hands up the wall and slide them back down to reach. All right, all the way. And that's going to hit your glutes. You'll only get to about 3 or 4 and you'll hit your glutes on that. Also important to come down forwards, because you've got to get yourself down the stairs, haven't you? So this time you're going to have your leg back here. Hands on the banisters again. See if we can come up. And then you're going to control yourself back down. Now that is going to be quite tough on your quads. So again, it's another one where you might choose to just stack some books until you feel more confident with it. Find yourself something to hold on to, a couple of sticks will do, a couple of dining chairs, anything. All right, you're going to have those books behind you, might only be that high. Place your foot on it and you're going to lift yourself up, and then you lower it back down. So it's just like you're coming up and down the stairs, but kind of going up backwards. Get all of that on the go. So you're using everything. We've looked at strengthening your ankles, strengthening the quads because they cross your knee joint. We've done a little bit of calf strengthening with the lifts. You'll have worked through your the glutes that wrap around the side of your hip that help to stabilise your hip, which in turn will stabilise your pelvis. And we've worked your glutes that stabilise your hip, your lower back. That if something down below is a little unstable, ankles, knees, your lower back will be copping the flak for that, really. So if we can get your glutes a little stronger, that supports your lower back. I think one of the main things for you to focus on is not just strengthening the muscles that cross your knee, but work on that ankle strength. So that 2 legs lift, get that sorted, yeah, nice and easy, and then the 1 leg without support. If you can get your ankles stronger, that's going to take the flak off your knees massively, especially if, you know, the muscles around your knees, so your quads, if they're going to take a long time to strengthen up, and they're big muscles, they can take a while. If they're going to take a while, then you need to work on the ones that are easier. to give these a bit of support while they're strengthening up. So get your ankles working, get your little unilateral stands on the go, get a little lift up, work that. It'll help your knees whilst you're strengthening your quads and your glutes. If you do all of it, the most it's going to take you is 20 minutes. It's not long at all. Some of them, like the heel lifts, you can do those while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. You can do them while you're brushing your teeth. You haven't got set time aside to do those. The other things where you've got to get the bands out or you've got to get the books out, yeah, they're the ones that are going to take you 20 minutes. But the ankle lift, the ankle work, the heel lifts, do those without setting the time aside because you'll do more of them. They're going to be your primary hit first. Strengthen your ankles up, take the flak off your knees whilst you strengthen the muscles up.